today's project is going to be a little bit different. Recently, or several times in the past, you've seen me make Slimline cards, and this is the most recent one I did in a Facebook Live. This was on Wednesday evening, and this has posted to my blog today. So stampinpiece.com is where you can find the video demonstration, the instructions, dimensions, everything you need to make this Slimline card. And it features two of our celebration products, the Hippest Hippo stamp set and the coordinating dies, which has dies to punch out or cut out each of the hippos, but also lots and lots and lots of other what I call accent dies, like the umbrella, the glasses, the hearts, the grass, flowers. There's even, I'll just show you this one really quick. This is for a tutorial I'm working on with a group. It's got things for boating and water and waves. So lots of fun accent dies to go with that stamp set. So today I want to show you how to make an envelope for your Slimline cards. I've shared Slimline cards in the past many times. People have asked me, what do you use for an envelope? Typically, I use a standard business size envelope or letter size envelope that you can get at any office supply store or big box store. And I always have those on hand for my business. So that's what I would put my Slimline card in. But if you don't have those on hand, I want you to know how you can very easily make your own envelope for the Slimline cards. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And when I post this to my blog this weekend, I will have this template on the blog post with the exact measurements for scoring. You're going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and there's no cutting. Okay, 8.5 by 11, so regular piece of cardstock. And then you're going to insert it in the vertical position. And on one side, you're going to score at 2 inches. And on the opposite side, you're going to score at 2.5 inches. Then you're going to turn it to the horizontal position. And on one end, you will score at 1 1/4. So I've got my larger section at the top and the smaller at the bottom. But either way works. And then you're going to score this end at 1 1/4 inch. And then you're going to flip it around. And on the other end, you're going to score at, let me double check, 3/4 of an inch. All right. So I scored at 2 inches. I flipped it, scored at 2 1/4 on the opposite long side. From there, I scored at 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and I flipped it again and scored at 3/4 inch. So now you'll need some paper snips, and what I'm going to do is I want to cut out each of these 4 corners, these little 4 corners. But when I do that, I want to have them angled. So I'm going to go just outside both of the score lines and cut an angle to that intersecting point there. And I'll do the same over here. I'm going to cut an angle just outside the score lines. Whoops. Just outside the score lines of that corner. Same thing on the opposite ends. So one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock will make one envelope for a slim card. That wasn't very straight, was it? It's going to be hidden, but I'll straighten it out a little bit. Now you want to take your bone folder and go over all of the score lines really well. So this end flap that's smaller, angled with the angled corners, will be where you insert your card. This bottom small flap with the angled corners is going to be the bottom of your envelope. And to seal this, I'm suggesting that you use a very strong adhesive. I would either use the multi-purpose glue or I would use the tear and tape that comes on the round roll. So tear and tape or this, or you could even use Stampin' Seal Plus, okay? Not the seal, Stampin' Seal Plus, tear and tape, or the multi-purpose glue. And you're gonna fold the larger flap down to the inside, and you're going to go along just the very edge with a line of multi-purpose glue. Then on the smaller flap, you're going to leave that open like it is and also go along that edge. All right, so you've got the large one folded in, the smaller one staying open. Then fold those over, and if you do it like that, you're going to get the seam right down the center of your envelope. And then you're just going to close up this bottom flap. Okay, you really don't want the adhesive on this little section here, this tiny narrow triangle, because then your card that you insert may get stuck on the glue. So just fold it over and hold it in place. And now you have an envelope that measures 4 inches by 9 inches, and it will fit your Slimline cards. Remember, the Slimline cards that you make with me are 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Our envelope measures 4 by 9, so you'll get a nice roomy fit. And then when you're ready to mail this, I would just seal it with some double-sided tape, some Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use the multi-purpose glue, the tear and tape, lots of options, and just keep it sealed nicely there. And since we're doing a hippo card, or I'm putting a hippo card inside there, I thought I would just go ahead and just stamp a hippo just for fun. I won't color him in or anything like that, but I thought it would still be fun to have a little hippo on there. And I'm just going to stamp him in the corner. And on the back side, I'm going to stamp another hippo. But I'm only going to stamp part of it this time. This is our little ballerina hippo. I'm going to stamp it so it looks like she's peeking in there. Like, oh, hello, look at me, little surprise on the back. All right, if you want to color them, you can, but since I'm using the Balmy Blue cardstock, I have decided that I won't color the hippo. If I were doing a white envelope, I would probably color the hippo just like I did on my card to coordinate. So what do you think of that? I hope you like this quick and easy demonstration for all of your Slimline cards. Again, the Slimline Hippest Hippos card is posted to my blog today. So you can get all of the information, dimensions, supplies used, everything, plus the video demonstration there from Wednesday's Facebook Live. And then I was also going to show you, I did another one after the Facebook Live on Wednesday. And you can see that I've got some differences. I've got more of the Flirty Flamingo color in here to brighten it up. She's holding 2 umbrellas to balance instead of just the one. I flipped these guys around. So very similar, but a little different, which is always fun. So you can see all these 3 on stampinpiece.com and then go back to this video for an easy demonstration of Slimline cards. I will post the demonstration for the Slimline cards to my blog this weekend, along with the template that you need. Okay? All right, as I said, Facebook is still giving me lots of problems, as I'm sure with many people trying to do who have business pages and they're trying to do Facebook Lives and things like that. Oh, I'm seeing hearts and thumbs. I see no comments, but hopefully they'll show up for me when I shut down and I can take a look then. And by the way, I wanted you to know how I came up with the design for that Slimline envelope. In our last mini catalog, we sold some Slimline envelopes, white with that print inside. There's a gray one, smoky slate, and then also this mint macaron one. And they're super pretty, right? They're super pretty. What I did was took apart one of those envelopes. I actually tore the bottom, cut down the center. I noted that the overlap was about a 1/2 inch, that kind of thing. And theirs was just slightly smaller than a 4x9. So I decided I'm going to make mine exactly a 4x9 envelope and keep the dimensions for scoring very easy. So that's how I came up with it. These are certainly wonderful envelopes. You can find them now in our annual catalog. But if you don't want to purchase those, or you have these, but you want something that matches the card that you make, you can use my template and demonstration I showed you today. The other thing is you can make your envelopes from a piece of designer series paper. You would just need to cut 8.5 by 11 inches of designer series paper, the same size as our standard size cardstock. Okay. All right. I don't have a card to give away today. And I doubt somebody wants just an envelope. So how about if I give away a retired embellishment? I'm going to give away a package of the 2020 to 2022 In Color Square Gems. I know these are retired. The colors just retired, 2 months ago? But I know many of you have these colors of cardstock and ink and everything at home. So I'm sure they will get used, and I'd like to give this package away today. So if you would like to receive this package of embellishments. You can have your name entered into the drawing by typing in the comments, embellishments. That's all you have to type in the comment, embellishments. And I will draw a winner from everybody who did that. And this is a short live today, but I didn't want to get too involved since we're still trying to navigate the changes in Facebook. But I am happy to connect with you, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday afternoon. Until then, have a beautiful weekend.